Good evening and welcome to the Monday show with myself, Ektar, with the Killzor, and Daki. Can you click your fingers for me and we'll introduce our special guest?
Do I really want to do
You
that?
have to
though?
do it now, yep. Yeah!
You can't even click
I
properly.
can't
That was
click.
rubbish.
I can't click. I
Can you
can't
whistle?
do it.
Put trust
I
in
can
him.
whistle, but I don't want to whistle into the microphone.
No, good point. Good point.
There we go. And the extra special guest is Laughter.
Hi. It's good to be back. Replacing Mojo. Didn't quite know enough about tanks, so they brought me in.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, you're leaving that one up to yourself.
Yeah.
Glad to have you on the show. We talked
Good
about
to
this
be here.
lots of times.
Talk
the
for,
potential
Yeah,
to
talk
get
for
you
yourself, dude. Honestly.
I was supposed to be on the desk for one of the season finals, maybe one of the grand finals, but
I would have
never-
loved to
never-
have you on the
never
desk. You
happened.
could have replaced Daki as a caster.
could have replaced him as basically anything. Analyst, play-by-play, anything you want.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's,
I
it's an
mean-
ornament. That's what he's really good for right now.
Yeah. That's true.
can keep
Streamer,
telling yourself that.
was a more popular streamer than Daki back in the
Really?
days.
Whoa, I don't
Yeah.
know about that. I don't know
mean,
about that.
Like
We
100
always-
viewers or something.
We always knew that you couldn't count very well, but now you're really getting far. Comparing 15 to like 500. Okay.
Okay, okay. Now, this weekend has been some pretty damn crazy matches. But actually, let me think about it. Before we get into this weekend, I think there's a little special video we have for you, Laughter.
I was wondering what you guys
you
had
wondering what we're going
prepared.
to get set up. A little kind
We
of
haven't even started
A
yet.
little-
Oh dear,
a
it's
little
going to be 40 minutes of pain.
trip down memory lane, if you like,
Mate,
actually.
you're used to 40 minutes. of
Because
pain.
not a lot of people know that you weren't just always a caster, you were also a pro player. Like, you were like top level, weren't
Pro
you?
player?
I
You
won
mean-
more tournaments than you. At least I won one.
You mean back in the day when
Like-
Tiger 2 was the
Doesn't
meta?
matter. I didn't play now, so I
Like,
couldn't have been.
Nobody
as good.
else
If I
played
carried on
either.
playing, it would have been
Uh-huh. Okay.
Right.
much better than Tornado.
Right. Now check and see if you have to be quiet for this when it plays,
All
right? But check and see if you recognise this person, Daki.
Hi, I'm Laughter. Play on the European server for Automotis and been in Pirates since 2010. Mostly an RT player, but used to play heavy tanks. Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Mostly an arty player.
That's about it.
And what level of arty did you play?
I don't know. What do you mean by level?
Like tier 2?
Oh, tier. Well, Bison, Sturmpanzer 2,
Hello. My
G-
name is
GV
My name
Panther.
is Ole. and
The tier 10 artilleries went out at the time.
I'm in Pirates.
Laughter, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
I was actually-
artillery player.
That was a great tournament. I think we came third or fourth there. Euro still.
With the mortar. So I think you did actually quite well. That was
Yeah.
back in 2012.
We actually lost because I think I was playing TFT-2 at the time, and both of our TFT-2s got one shot.
The meta
by
was
artillery.
basically Bison's
On
T50-2s.
steps.
Probably by Eclipse, to be honest.
5100s
No, it wasn't.
and
It was,
1390s. That's pretty much what was used.
Yeah, it was tier 8 at the
And
time.
some VKs, I think, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Nothing else really special. But yeah, I mean, this weekend, some big upsets, and the table was looking quite split right now as well. With Oops sitting at top with Utopia now,
Yeah, who'd have thought? Oops. Coming in.
effectively losing. They've lost only one game.
I mean, I have to say, after their first match, they really boosted their... I mean, no, they did that in their first match already. They really boosted their gameplay.
Yeah.
It has improved, to be honest, compared to what we saw last season. Accelerated even, if you
So
want to...
you're just getting all these puns in that you can with the bonds, aren't you? I mean, look. Seriously, we've got Oops, Utopia, Breakaway at the top.
Do you see
The
Savage
middle
Squad?
table fight,
Yeah.
Savage Squads.
Do you see Savage Squad? That would be Ollie if he was still playing.
Isn't that Fame team?
It's a
Exactly.
Fame team,
It's
yeah.
the Fame
it's
team,
mainly
I think.
Fame,
Half
isn't
the
it?
It's
league
Yeah.
mostly
is-
Fame there.
half the
that would
league
be
is in Fame.
Daki's clan.
I think that might
Wait,
be yours.
Oops,
so-
half the team. Kaznauer was half the team.
Mm.
Ding, half the team. Gohard, half the team. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
well.
see any Pirates players.
No. We've moved on. You know, got
Okay.
onwards and upwards.
Different games and stuff.
Yeah. No, I think there's some still around. I know some of the guys still play. I see them online.
For people watching in Twitch chat, any questions you might have for me, Daki, or any questions about the league, even any questions for Laughter, because he's not been here for such a long time, fire them away. We'll try and answer as many as he can.
I'm surprised he's
No
not.
holds barred.
I'm surprised he's not trying to show off his guns for once. You know.
Why aren't you no showing
Only
off
in
your
game,
guns?
mate. Only in game.
That's why I just wear the hoodie to make you guys
Hide the
look
six
better.
pack or
Yeah.
the keg.
The only six-pack I got hidden in here is
The
one
thing
of
is,
beer.
actually, you don't know this table doesn't have any legs. It's just Geordie's kind of.
Just held up.
Yeah.
Hides the belly of the rest
Uh-huh.
of
Yeah,
it.
it's kept up. That's what's in the box. People don't realize that.
What's in the
Dacky
box?
snacks.
Yeah.
Snacks? I wish there was some snacks in the
It's
box.
Mojo.
No.
No, he's still asleep.
Well, I think the season's been pretty good. I mean, I kind of thought that Oops would get better. They had a really good season 2 performance. They came very close to beating Ding, I believe, like 7-6 to Ding.
Season 1.
Wasn't it season 2?
Season 1.
Season 1, he's season
But
2. Yeah.
you're right, but it was season 1.
Okay. Well,
No.
I saw them getting better, and I thought they just had some maybe passion problems where they just overreacted to some situations, and they seemed to have kind of
You
cooled
should
down a
know
little
these
bit.
teams. There was Team
Yeah.
Dignitas
Were you
first.
casting?
Yeah.
You
That
were
was
casting
like-
here, were you?
Yeah, I
That
was casting.
That
yeah.
was like Stalker.
Stalker,
Armorly, Shanish.
Cusack,
Yeah, Team Dignitas.
Begamot, I think,
School Bus when they won that season. I
School
remember
Bus,
that being a
that's
big
like,
upset.
That's like
Elian.
near you, Arclit.
Yeah.
Arclit, yeah.
Shanish.
Yeah.
And then Kazna was a big surprise
the
in
Kazna
the
crew.
as
Applewell.
well.
That was the Kazna crew with Ruster, Elian,
Dark Dawn.
Runze.
Was
No,
Mojo
no, no.
playing then?
When Kazna crew won this season, they won with like Ruster, Elian.
Oh, season 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they won, like,
Ruster,
Ruster, Elian, Vetso,
Uh,
Haiba,
the guy from Germany. What's his name?
Runze,
Crux.
Runza,
Runza,
Pilada,
okay.
Pilauda.
and
Yeah, I think that was it.
Pilado's and Mojo not playing with him then, no?
No, I didn't
No,
think
That was
so.
the
wasn't.
season just after he left or something,
Yeah.
I think.
That was Sofia in Bulgaria. That was a great tournament.
That was a
Oh.
disastrous tournament because I forgot my mouse at home. Okay. I didn't hit anything.
No, it was good.
Anything.
No, that was one of the standouts for sure. I think Bulgaria was good, but yeah, season 1 that was at DreamHack, Sweden, and then we did Cologne for season 2 for Gamescom. I was ill throughout the whole tournament.
DreamHack was, I think, when School Bus won.
Yes.
Because that was when I was there, actually with Kedjak, who's
School
now
Bus, yeah.
head of Wargaming's esports in Europe. He was working in community, and so was I, and we both went to go to DreamHack. That was a really cool event, actually.
Yeah.
When can I get this amazing full cap, Mr. De Kilzor? No one can get that cap. That's the thing. Daki managed to blag that, didn't you? Or you got it? Was it Gamescom?
It was in the backpack.
So it's the people who played in the 3v3 tournament who were at Gamescom. Me, Ollie don't even have something like that. Ollie would likely have us on Laughter, sorry, would have that more than I would.
No, I've got lots of T-shirts and scarves and that kind of stuff. I never got a hat.
I got my fancy watch. That was like 3 years of the European office being open. Guns.
Somebody's like, they were so focused on remembering the winners that they didn't even mention the teams. I remember the teams. Dignitas. Then it was Virtus.
Kazna.
Dignitas didn't
Yeah,
win season 2
Virtus
because they couldn't
School
It
come
was
Bus.
like
because of visas.
Dignitas, Virtus. Then
no,
it was
no,
School
no.
Bus.
Virtus 2.
Virtus 2.
Yeah, then School Bus. Then I think
Season 3.
we can bring it up again and see if we're wrong.
No, it was Dignitas, Virtus,
Yeah.
School Bus.
Kazna.
No,
Kaz-
was that 4?
That was 4.
Yeah,
That was
Kazna.
4. Then
Kazna,
Kazna.
Wombats.
And
then Wombats.
Then Wombats.
Then
Then-
Ding. Then Ding.
Yeah. There's
There we
been
go.
that-
Just to
there's-
check. Dignitas.
Yeah, Dignitas.
I think we're on our 10th or 9th or 10th season right now.
10, I think.
Yeah, 10. Yeah.
Virtus to Virtus.
Virtus, and then Virtus again.
Yeah. Because they did it.
Yeah.
They did it back to
Yeah, see
back.
Virtus again.
Mhm.
And then it was School Bus, that one in
Yeah,
Cologne.
because School Bus was a huge
No,
upset.
no, because
No, School Bus one in Cologne. I was there, I remember.
okay,
It was Cologne. It's Cologne.
all right.
Kazna won in Sofia because that was the first
Kazna
time we'd
won in
moved it away
Sofia.
from the
Oh yeah,
studios.
didn't they play against? I think there was only 3 teams that won Cologne because of some visa issue.
Yeah, there's a whole team never turned up because they thought
Yeah.
that they would get
No
the
mass
And then
visas
sports,
Wombats
arranged.
on Tanks
Yeah.
as Virtus Pro pretty much in a nutshell again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they left the league, and then it was Ding and Ding back-to-back champions.
I mean, the season is the meta has changed a lot since then. I mean, I kind of almost feel like we started in 742, 754, 768, 770. So we've been through quite a few at this point.
Yeah, Oli, what do you think is the biggest change except for getting better casters?
Whoa!
Are you talking about the APAC region or Russian region, or which one are you talking about here? NA?
Awkward.
No.
Mojo didn't manage to wake up. Nope, he's still asleep.
Yeah.
Nope, still asleep. Can't wake him. Can't wake him. We'll actually have Mojo in 2 weeks' time because we're not going to have a show next weekend because there's a little break between the splits because we have 2 round robins, so every team's played each other pretty much already by this weekend. Have a break next weekend, and then teams are back. So Thursday, the 5th of October, will be our next broadcast after today. So a nice little vacation for everyone.
Yeah, but honestly, what do you think is the biggest change? Like, not just
What do
in
you mean by
playstyle,
change?
Just like in playstyle for one, and just overall in the league, like between
Tactics,
the teams,
for
because
example,
like
or
I think in the beginning it was a lot more. You had like 2 top teams.
Mm.
Everybody else was like, huh, nice.
Yeah.
Now it's more. You have like 5, 6 teams that are quite even.
I think another thing.
I think play style. I mean, everything started quite well with like Bisons.
Yeah, yeah.
We had the French tanks coming in.
T2 Light.
T2 Light, T2-2, everything was quite fast. And then the meta changed where the Bison was nerfed, the TV-2 was removed, and that destroyed Sem 42.
Yeah, I remember.
And then Sem 54 came, which was good for a while, and then it just became about this T54 meta, and that just became boring for everyone.
T54, like,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
on
in
that
the
grand
beginning,
finals where EL Gaming and just pioneered that meta.
754 was good in the beginning when
Yeah.
it was like RUs and stuff, because the RU was not super dominant, and then you had like the 1390 who could actually challenge with it,
Yeah,
and like one T54 in the beginning because it wasn't buffed yet.
yeah.
But then when they buffed the T54, that's when it completely
The
got
gun
ruined.
handling just became insane, and you could just
Yeah,
outmatch everyone.
the thing that got me as well is when you look back on it all, I felt that the back in like 2013, 2014, the teams were a hell of a lot more passive. Like they wouldn't make plays. There'd be so much just going back and forward, trying to get information. And because of the old rule then as well, where it was the vehicle points. So the minute you lost the tank, then everyone would just go. So it was like nothing until that last minute, because was it 8-minute rounds then or something? So it was like nothing until the last minute. It was just absolute chaos as
Yeah.
people tried to get a kill and survive at the same time.
Killser, can you give me advice how to perform better in Fantasy League? I'm doing okay, but I want to improve. Any tips? Well, look at my dear friend on the left here. You look at his team, and you just pick everybody that he didn't pick, and you'll be quite all right.
You know, what actually hurts is that you're considerably ahead of me in the league, and you don't actually have more budget than me. Mojo's playing the six player tactic, and Mojo's actually just got a lot of money recently. But
I'm still winning, though.
you're not. You don't have more funds than I do.
I think I'm like 77th or something.
It's good. It's good. That's not bad out of the league. There's only what 78 places I think in it right now.
This one's for
Sorry.
you, Ollie.
Do you think what esports will develop? Oh,
Oh, it's a tricky question, right? I think if we started where we are now, I think we would have seen a lot more viewership, for instance. I mean,
Yeah.
esports has two sides to it, right? One is okay, you got to have an end game for your community, for your ecosystem. So for your players, you make esports. It's not just about how many people are watching. You need to give those players, those top players, an opportunity to
Yeah.
actually prove their skill. And of course, you have the viewership. And I think a lot of people perhaps just haven't just think World of Tanks esports as like it was back in the days, and haven't just been exposed to it.
yeah.
I think there's definitely a community that would enjoy it still. I think there's a community that does, but I mean, in terms of the future, 15 versus 15 could happen. I mean, we work for ESL, right? Like we're the kind of the executors in this
Yeah.
in this two-party relationship. Wargaming is the one who goes out and actually gives the direction
Yeah.
or kind of builds that path.
They'll be like, we kind of want to go this way, and we'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, then let's try and make it work. Now, actually, it's a fair point talking about the game system we have now. So it's, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, if they're not following the league already, we play with teams of 7, not like 15 versus 15 as it is in randoms. Teams have 70 tier points to make up a team, so basically you can come with 7 tier 10s. You don't really see anything other than that now, because, well, why would you not take a tier 10 when you can? We've not seen any team really take a tier 9 or lower yet, because, well,
There's no
it's just
point.
no point, really. I mean, you could always take a bat chat as that last extra tank that will always do something better, or you can always take a heavy that will do better than whatever you're trying to do with a lower tier heavy or a lower tier light. I know the bat chat's not light. Rounds are 10 minutes long. It's attack and defense format. We have 8 teams currently in the league. 2 teams can potentially drop down, or 2 teams could potentially come up at the end of a season. Yeah, I mean, it's like I say, it's all tier 10. It's the end game. It's like something for teams to work towards. And there's a huge variety of vehicles being used as well. It's not just, I mean, you'll see common vehicles come up, like you'll see the mouse, you'll see the bat chat, but there is a wide variety of different vehicles coming up depending on the maps. 5As as well.
And
Episode 5A.
it changes because it depends on the patch that's out. I think that's kind of cool. You see a meta shift. I mean, we had mouse meta before. Now we have the WZs with the bat chats. I think it just changes on the patch and the kind of
Yeah.
map changes as well. So I like that. I like that shift occasionally.
What happened with Ding? Last year they were brilliant. This year they are not so strong. Any ideas? I think it's multiple factors that are making Ding worse this season. One, I think teams have stepped it up again compared
Yeah.
to season 1. Season 1 was very new for all the teams,
Mm.
and Ding came out ahead with the most trainings and just like stayed ahead of everybody else in that season. In Season 2, it was closer already, where other teams are starting to step it up. But Ding was still very used to 768. They were very trained in it at that point, and they were all already Greets works very well in stuff that he knows, teams that he can predict. But then now with 770, I think teams have stepped it up once more with trainings and their preparation and how they in general approach the league and level of professionality that they put into it. And I think also the fact that it's 770, where Greets cannot predict everything that's going to happen, where they're going to have to put a lot of training hours in, which they perhaps aren't. We can't be sure of that.
Yeah.
Is holding them back. But then again, they're that kind of team that towards the end of the season can just do back-to-back trainings and excel at LAN.
Yeah, true. There's always, I mean, they're always a team that's had like that kind of edge above. They've always had like the tight group of players. They were always like the runners up to like the Russian teams. I feel like, I mean, the team do all speak Russian, but they're not all Russian. Just because the language you use doesn't mean you're all that nationality.
I think they also, because they came off so much success in the last year. I mean, they had the grand finals second, season 2 first, and then they had Champions Rumble third, fourth, and then they went Challengers Rumble first in season 1. I mean, that's a lot of success, and I think it's hard to come off that kind of high. You take a few months break, and you have to try and get back into the groove, and you kind of feel like you're ahead already, but other teams, as you said, start preparing and things can start. They can. They want to beat you, And
yeah.
I mean, I think the only team that hasn't really succumbed to that is actually Na'Vi or Red Rush. At the time.
The question there: what do we think about Kazna's performance? I mean, me and Mojo showed up yesterday. We both predicted wins for Ding, and we. Sorry, Utopia, my bad. We predicted wins for Utopia. Nobody, I don't think, even Kazna's hardest fans would have predicted 5-1 Kazna.
Stephen.
Very bold claim.
I predicted Kazna to win.
Yeah, but not 5-1. I mean, going into it, Utopia were on a roll. Kazna were still misfiring. Now Kazna are starting to look strong. They've beaten Ding. They've beaten Utopia back to back.
Utopia hasn't, in my opinion, showed anything like revolutionary. I think they've been playing very solid standards, very well rehearsed standards, but standards get you up to 1 point.
I think they have good. I think they have good kind of feel of the tanks as well.
Yeah,
I think they adapted to the WZ meta very well.
Also, like we thought losing Stefan would be a really big thing for him, but we've seen like Yizny completely step up this season, and he's playing fantastic.
Well, the one thing that Stefan leaving has caused is that they can't be expected to be carried anymore in a sense.
Yeah.
So if they don't step it up, they're just going to lose everything. And I think they quickly realize that in trainings, that if they don't step it up, they're just going to flat out lose like every single match. So they have to, they have to step it up individually, and they are. And they're the team that's improved the most throughout the beginning to this part of the season.
Speaking about Ding speaking Russian actually in chat, we can actually show you a rough idea of the nationalities of players in the league right now. So 37% of the players are Polish that currently play in the league, 15% Czech, pretty much Isuba, 8% German, only 8% are Russian. Is that 6% Ukrainian, and then 29 are various different nationalities.
There's no Belgian players.
No Belgian.
UK players.
Well, you hyped up Motten at the start of the league, and he's never played.
Is Carrie Barry? He's British.
Carrie Barry
Niall is Irish.
That counts for something.
Annihilator's Irish.
I don't think you should call an Irish person.
I think Barry's Welsh. Actually, I think it is.
What about Scarium?
Scarium is actually Romanian, but he lives in the UK.
That's true.
And he's not played yet in the league.
Yeah.
Played last season.
He's not played this season, so yeah.
So I'm still the best UK player that's ever been, right?
Wow, it's
most successful,
that's
technically.
That's like saying you're
sure about
you're first in a race where nobody else is in it. It's not really
I won
an accolade.
Go for what? All Stars.
You want to go for what?
First offline.
That is good. Well done, mate.
Congratulations. Can I shake your hand?
Yeah, well done.
First offline event.
Guys, we got an actual go for what winner next to us. How does it feel to win a go for what?
Feels good, man.
Yeah.
No.
I remember when I won my first go for what.
No, actually, to be fair, I was looking at the list. Looking at the list of things that Odin Mortis won back in the day, and pretty much every European cup or tournament or thing that was done that wasn't Pro League, Odin Mortis were the guys that won it.
It wasn't with OM. It was with Red Rush at the time.
You were with Red Rush.
Yeah.
Actually, that was mentioned to us earlier on because our league admin, who
I took
is
his space.
Eclipse, You kicked him off the
It wasn't
team.
good enough.
Is that good enough? Yeah.
He wasn't.
true?
He wasn't good enough. I just had to step in there as artillery.
You came in as Red
Yeah.
Rush.
That's not something to be proud of. Honestly, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
tell
but the
that.
thing is,
The days artillery boys.
artillery wasn't the same back then. It didn't have the kind of stigma that it's attached to
Oh
it
no,
today.
it was great fun to
yeah,
play a
brilliant.
261 with AP and blast somebody for 1,000.
Before the 261 was even released.
When you were a tier 1, tier 2 player just getting into the game, and somebody like Ollie with his bison with all the cruise skills just killing you repeatedly as he's
200
practicing.
I just want to
260
point
damage
out,
at a time.
Practicing,
I
yeah.
was playing Bison back then as well, and that thing was mean.
It was
okay?
horrible.
That
Right,
thing
It was
was
disgusting.
mean. It would shoot over anything.
Yeah.
And it
Crazy
would
arc.
It was 8.9 or 11 seconds
Ridiculous
reload,
arc and it had the crazy
ridiculous
reloads.
arc,
Yeah.
hitting T-32s in their engine
Yeah.
every time.
setting them on fire.
Yes, it was the most
was
annoying
great.
thing to play against. I remember. I
But
think
the
I
thing
have,
is
I
that
think
what
I
was
have
good
one,
at-
I have one battle in randoms
Yeah.
with my Bison and Ammo Rack like at tier 10, I think. So I have like 2k average damage
Really?
on it. Yeah.
No, but the thing is, that it was good because it couldn't do so much damage that it completely broke the game, but it could like get people out of those trenched up positions. So if there was a T-32 behind a mountain, you just relocate the Bison and you could kill them. So that was good for the meta, I think, at the time.
I mean, bring up the Bison, we can actually look at a little kind of video that we've got prepared that actually shows like the history of the league for the past couple of seasons. So it's going to be about 5 to 6 minutes long, but do enjoy it, folks, and we'll get some more questions ready for Ollie. And as always, just keep firing your questions into chat and we'll get through as many as we can.
114, 1210 taken right off him now. Very, very rough times for the Polish player now as he tries to back away with only a little bit of health, and Just Cause will get the finish on him. That's exactly how you play an overmatch right now. Virtus Pro look to want to make the third round here. 3-3 will be a great result for them now. There's Muka and Bishu. They're getting disintegrated now. Bishu goes down. Muka now is only a 2-shot, and Breakneck gets a good roll to finish him off. Shots, a lot of shots coming to those tanks, man. Seriously, these IS-3s and the autoloaders making things hard for the Mercies. They try and push around. Fussy Eater, though, is now off his reload. He can start making those shots over towards Mr. Akari. He will pick him up there. It's a 4v4 situation. This one could be close here. It is about 500 health points in favor of No Mercy. But Nevy's a one-shot. Lucky Blast has no shots left.
One of these two will get a high roll.
Super low roll.
One of them will get like a normal roll, so he's just going to try anyway.
He comes forward, one shot missing, does get a shot in towards, no, he doesn't connect with Yamto, but he can still get Navy. The reload time is going to be with him right now. He's got 3 shells left. He can do this if Matt Peel misses his shot. Hulknick, he might be able to do this. Matt does miss the shot now. Navy comes forward, but it's going to bounce. That is devastating for Hulknick. He has to use his last shot to get the finish, and there's no time left. He could have had it, but he bounced at close range against that IS-3.
Navi holding fast, but they are going to push in, but Apo gets cancelled.
And so Monty trying to pull some sick donuts down the hill and distract some attention maybe, but I don't think that's going to work.
Maybe they can break back in towards that central area.
And it's this
What? That was sick. Levanta, all right.
Droxus needs to go first to get the damage, but there still needs to be the rest of the guys there to get it back. But Coca-Cola shuts down Overlord Prime. Yes, Kusok falls, but every trade, the Womerton tanks are coming out on top. Now only 4 tanks left, and this is a bloodbath.
That's going to be ruined pretty darn soon. Look at it. Everyone just wants these kills. They want this done. They've had enough of that lovely little story we all had in our heads and hearts that maybe Eclipse could do the damage again. But so far, Tornado Rocks are bored of that story. And they want to ride their own. Already Vorsic looking for more positive as well going in. But it's the Armageddon to find more, leaving Dark God Zim on the run and not very quickly either.
Now, Goldbass have to push forward. Oh, it's EL Gaming all over again. This time it might not work out, though. Hellraiser's just a little bit too canny for this style of play. He's going to take down Simon. Nesquik, though, at least falls, but already only 4 left for goal.
Question.
That seems very risky to me.
Reeds is still spotted though, driving there.
Oh, and he drives out in the open just in time. That might be the tell even. You can usually tell, okay, he's driving that direction right there. Okay, they're going for a counter push or a counter boost.
Oh, here we go. Breakneck is going to be the first. Does he get up? No, not good enough whatsoever from Thing.
It's like asking a bat chat to snipe. It's not designed.
Yeah, it's not designed for Canadian impact.
Oh, but first shot takes the driver.
Can Nuclear actually get out of here? Is he going to be able to move that mouse?
You have to just drive forward and backwards for about 5 minutes, so he won't get out for quite some time.
Yeah.
If he could get someone to push on the other side, so it kind of turns like a turn.
Yeah, maybe.
And the cap is still on in the meantime.
And Elian bounces again! That's not good at all. They do not need that. External's actually going to start ignoring Elian. He'll go down to him on his reload. And now Gunnar and Brett's trying to play some sneaky games, but I'm guessing Meritorious should be able to make a connection shortly. There we go.
And this is really coming down to the wire once more. Elian's a one-shot Deodor. He really wants to come in and get this frag. Maybe he's going to Goomba stomp him, and he won't need just that because the shot does come out. But is he going to trade his life for it? More than likely, the answer will be yes here because Breakneck comes in for the trade.
Breakneck needs to run away right now and get despotted because Apo is going to come on the chase. Breakneck has enough ammunition to kill him once he comes off reload, but Apoel needs 3 shots just about to kill him. So Apoel versus Breakneck, but Breakneck technically is in the better situation. If Apoel catches him first though, that's it, that's done and dusted.
It could really come down to who gets the first shot out here. Applewell, I think he's just gone a little bit too late. The timing so crucial here right now for Breakneck. He may just survive. Still 1 minute left on the clock here for Applewell, and he can catch that TVP if he scurries around the corner here, but it's really going to come down to the final seconds of this last round.
Breakneck now back over around the corner. Apoel still trying to chase, but Breakneck is in the advantage now. He's been de-spotted for a while. Apoel does not know where he is.
Nets and Spyra come forward now as well, but Spyra doesn't want to let time be bought. He needs to press forward. Applewell slides down the hill there as well. He avoids the shot. The angle not there for Spyra, and Spyra may just be stuck in that spot. He needs to jiggle and get out of it there as well. And in the meantime, of course, Griffin will be descending.
But Applewell's actually stuck. I don't think Applewell can get out of this position. He's really screwed up for his team.
And Applewell is stuck. He can't move.
No, he can't move. I told you, he can't move. This is physics for you. He's simply screwed up.
Silence descends over the arena. It seems like Applewell's managed to rejig his position somewhat as well, but pushing down on towards that rock may have been in his undoing here as well. He's just got himself wedged up in that corner, and
this is just bittersweet for Hellraisers right now. This is just bitter. I don't know why I'm saying sweet. I have to feel so sorry. You can see it on his face, the look of disappointment, the look of dismay. Hellraisers, they're in the precipice. They were ahead 2 versus 1, and then they managed to throw it to the new physics, the physics which allowed Hellraisers to win so many rounds.
Apoel, when he peeks over there though, Breakneck needs to be the first one to react.
Applewell, he spots him out. Breakneck looking in the correct direction. Applewell now takes a shot.
Apoel needs only 1 shot.
One shot. 38 seconds to work with here for Applewell. He's got enough HP to take the shot. It's a low roll. It's a low roll. Breakneck survives for 1 more shot. And Applewell still has 30 seconds.
Breakneck's on reload right now. 25 seconds left. Breakneck
Applewell know it?
No, he doesn't. Apoel needs to come off though. He's going to come around the corner. He should have this. It's going to be Tornado.
Tornado should close it out here. Applewell, he cleans it up. That's going to be that.
14 shots and only 2 hits from Eurofish. Just not good enough from him. But it's an artillery piece, and Hacky has just made his team go through this, to work through this. Eurofish, the last man alive in the dead zone, will find him. It will unbelievably Penta Sports to go to the Season 1 finals in 4th place, beating Kazaku in a 5-3 scoreline.
I still can't believe it. I really can't. Penta have had such a rocky season. It's been up and down. They weren't given the games against the big teams. You would never have expected them to beat Synergy or Kasna during the regular season.
I remember that last scene. That was when Killer Pit
This
is when Killer Pit single-handedly destroyed Kazna in an M44.
Yeah.
He single-handedly destroyed Kazna in an M44. I remember that. That was disastrous to watch.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking to watch.
He absolutely destroyed him in that M44 when it still had those heat shots. That thing hurt him.
That was on Mines, I think.
Yeah, it was on Mines. I mean, I remember myself. Oliver, you ever go back to casting with Pansy or back to pro gaming? He's not good enough.
If Ryan keeps up with the swearing, then I
Why?
might have to come back.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the last person. Anyone who knows me, anyone who's ever worked with me knows that I never normally swear. It was completely out of character. More truthfully, everyone who knows me and who works with me is amazed that I don't swear more often. It is an eternal struggle.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. I think casting was really enjoyable, and pro gaming was good as well. But I had the choice of either moving to a more management position, which is what I'm doing now, or staying in commentary. And I decided to go with the management position because I think just having that everyday kind of back-to-back tasks instead of having a show here, having a show there, that regular life was just more. More
the working hours are more suitable for you.
What he's trying to say is he became a casual.
Yeah. What happened to Melly?
She's still around. Obviously, the WGL. Basically, what happened was ESL ran the whole of the WGL for the last year. So Season 1, Season 2, both the Rumbles, the Grand Finals, that was all run by ESL. And when that happened, we had to basically get a bigger office because we had to get a lot of people in. So we moved from ESL headquarters in Germany, in Cologne, where we were just running the European League, and we moved to Katowice, Poland, which is a kind of subsidiary of ESL, and we we ran everything from here. And when that happened, Melly, obviously she didn't make the move, and she's still living in Cologne, I think. Still in esports.
Still in esports, still does various broadcasting things and stuff like that. If the format changed to 15 versus 15, would number of teams be halved? And if yes, wouldn't that be super repetitive, seeing the same teams over and over? Interesting question, Wilgun. I would say immediately, I don't think the teams would be halved. Okay, if you just take it right now, we've got 8 teams, 7v7, you would think merge the teams, you would only get half. But that would then give opportunities for other teams to come forward. You would have clans that particularly do 15 versus 15 want to get involved and actually have a full-on 15 versus 15 team. I do know Daki is like really thinking, you know, if it did go to 15 versus 15, would he step back in the game? And you know, he's known for being a good field commander, always nice and polite to his clan mates.
Pirate to be back to beat Fame, easy.
No, you didn't.
I would love for you to lead Fame in 15 versus 15, just so I can say, let's go to Fame's TeamSpeak. And then after that, we would never get Fame's TeamSpeak ever again.
That's not true. I'm very nice.
To think if Daki had a beard, he could become my... oh, jeez. No.
Definitely more handsome twin brother, though.
Daki would have to grow a beard first.
I'd be the one that got more oxygen at birth.
Daki would have to grow a beard that actually comes over his top lip and down the sides, rather than just on the neck. We need more of that. Now...
Did you dye your hair? No.
Dyed hair and a pink tie. If Gohard managed to come 1 or 2, he has to... No, if Gohard come 1 or 2, you have to do a dance-off with Barry. Now, as you're here, Laughter, I actually have 10 questions, 10 quick-fire questions for you here.
Oh, it's like Inside the Caster Studio by James Lipton.
In a way, you're going to
Inside
really
the Actors Studio.
It's like super quick, though. It's like...
Go for it.
Okay, so first one. Himmelsdorf or Runeberg?
Himmelsdorf, every day of the week.
Batchat or TVP?
Probably Batchat.
Okay. Conqueror, Gun Carriage, or Bison?
Bison.
Old Bison.
Or Bison,
it's
not
already
Bison.
touched on something somebody said earlier on.
Or which one? Sturmpanzer Bison or...
Well, the one you played all the time.
Old Bison.
Or like
Bison,
the Tier
yeah.
1 Bison.
Playing professionally or casting professionally?
Which game?
Wow. Either or.
Probably casting.
Casting?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Pansy or Uber?
No, this is too hard.
Okay, so it's like asking a parent to choose between their
He's gonna
favorite
get blocked
children.
on Twitter if he says either.
Yeah. Okay, you'd have to answer that one. Fame or Pirates?
Pirates. Why would I go with Fame?
and if easy for me to say, innovative attack or well-read defense?
Innovative attack, definitely.
Steps or Sand River?
Sand River.
Oops or Utopia?
Not sure. I think I prefer the playstyle of Oops. I think they're a little bit faster.
You're not getting out of this office alive.
Okay, and finally, last question. Again, somebody already asked that kind of thing in a tweet. 15 versus 15 or 7v7?
Well, it's kind of impossible because we haven't really seen 15 versus 15 to answer that question. But I think if people are wondering out there why 15 versus 15 is something that's being discussed, it's because, I mean, it's the game that everyone plays, right?
Yeah.
And 7 versus 7, there's always been this argument that it doesn't matter how entertaining it is, how good the broadcast is, how good the product is as a whole, it's still not what people are playing.
It's not the association.
Yeah, so that's always that's like a fundamental problem with an esport. So I think 15 versus 15 has the potential to be extremely popular.
Yeah.
I think in terms of pure esports, like, okay, the individual player means a lot and you can get that hero story. I think 7 versus 7 is like, there's a higher chance of that happening on a regular basis. You still see clutches a lot. You still see that individual star player every season coming out and performing at a high level.
True. Your thoughts, Daki?
Huh?
7v7, 15 versus 15. I know you do a lot of like higher tier play and stuff like that, and you do a lot of like clan
To
wars.
me, it
stuff
really
like
doesn't matter that much. I'm not like biased towards either because I like both just the same. I like 7v7 and I like when I played it. I like watching 7v7. I watched a lot of 7v7 and I still did 50v15. Obviously, 15v15 would be easier for me because I'm pretty sure like I could stomp everybody.
Wins one tournament, thinks he's...
I'm pretty sure I could stomp...
European champions. Russia got sent back
pretty
home
sure
with the tail between the
I'm
legs.
pretty sure I could stomp everybody.
Right.
And rival with CSA Kappa in 15v15, but I don't know.
I like to see that. I'd just love to hear you, giving some focused feedback to your players if things went wrong.
I always tell them.
1-3 versus 3 tournament. He thinks he's
He's a world champion. He's a world champion.
I am a world
remember.
champion.
Just remember
Hello.
that.
When are the grand finals
European
for the 3v3? Because like I'm ready to take on Strike, Power Slide, and Kreloid. You know, Strike breaks records, Kreloid break records. The Killzone breaks the rules. You can keep your records. I prefer the Magic. Okay.
Wouldn't the relative rewards go down with teams twice the size, making it less interesting for people to compete? Not necessarily. Again, like there's lots of things that could potentially change. It wouldn't just be like, hey, we're making it 15 versus 15 and everyone's playing for the same prize pool.
Exactly.
So you have to kind of make it more
You can't just
appealing.
like, if that would ever happen, you can't just be like, that copy paste the same structure over. That's not
Yeah,
how
you can't just like double
it's
like,
not a copy.
add it for
It's not a copy paste thing, or otherwise you could just like do it right now. Okay, tomorrow we're
Yeah.
gonna play a 15v15 match. Copy paste the same thing. That doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I think 15 versus 15, if it happens, will have to be a fully integrated effort from the whole of Wargaming. I think everything has to kind of build into 15 versus 15 esports, because then you can actually build an architecture that has like a lot of viewership, a lot of money, a lot of game integration, a lot of players. I think that all needs to come together. I mean, it's like an all-in-play 15 versus 15, so it's very risky, but it's got a lot of rewards.
Did you
to it,
spill
I think.
water on your shirt before you came onto the show?
It's
No.
effectively just
hot in
nervous. it's,
Did you just spill water on me? No.
it'll be effectively like a relaunch of the esports in a way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Like a complete, it'd be like there'd be a little pot. I mean, it's not something you could just go, hey guys, we're having a season downtime, and then in like 4 weeks when we come back, we're going to have 15 versus 15. No, there'd have to be time for the teams to form, time for the teams to practice, time to get everything set up behind the scenes. It would actually be a major undertaking. So, I mean, that's part of the reason why we're having extended season right now in a way, is all these things are being discussed behind the scenes, and we're still having a league for people to play with and having a league for people to watch, and the players actually are having a big input as well into what they would like to play with and what they think of all the stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing people need to take away, right? Wargaming is a company that really cares about its players right now, and I think I think everything they do for 15 versus 15, if it happens or whatever it happens to be in the future, will be based around what players say, what players think, their input, their feedback, and it'll be a constantly evolving process once they do start moving into whatever they happen to do. I mean, we have no clue about what the esports format will be, and that's the honest truth.
Yeah.
That's for them to decide. But I think if it does happen, the players will be the cornerstone of that whole process.
Yeah, they'll have a huge input in it.
Yeah.
Possibly viewers as well. Now where could we go? Actually, some quick bits of information. Like Mojo was saying earlier on, I was compiling all the stats and stuff for the season so far. Happened to actually take down some stuff that I thought was kind of interesting for the quickest rounds that we've seen so far this season. So far, the quickest attacking round has came, well, there's been two. So there's been a quick cap and there's been a quick destroy all. Quickest cap has came from Cryptic and Savage Squad. Cryptic outcapping on Muravanka. 1 minute 37 seconds that took. Savage Squad weren't able to wreck it.
Didn't leave the cap.
And then the quickest kill all has been Kazna against Utopia, which I think actually just happened last night.
TVP on the hill.
Which was 1 minute 49 seconds. That match was done and dusted.
Like 0.8 seconds to kill a TVP
Gone.
or something insane.
The quickest defensive round just came from Oops and Utopia, where Oops were able to kill all of Utopia within 2 minutes. It's not bad for a defensive round.
Not bad. Yeah, I think the meta is a lot quicker now.
I think the meta in general is quite enjoyable right now. And actually, I think it's mainly due to the patches that are coming out as well, that are changing it up quite often with the rebalance coming out.
Yeah.
Gorilla getting rebalanced. Good thing. 263 got rebalanced a while ago. Well, rebalanced, like, obviously, like, the armor model got changed.
183 doesn't get really used anymore. It's you see the FV.
The FV will, in its current form, the FV will come back. I can tell you that much. It is
the super
absolutely,
but the FV gets boosted and it's an absolute monster
overpowered.
Now. Yeah,
well, it's still in the comments, so we don't know how it'll work out.
I mean, right now it's overpowered. I'm pretty sure that in the next iteration it'll be toned down a little bit because, like, I needed a big buff, but might have been slightly over the top.
We'll no longer get FV heavies. I might see the Super Conqueror. I don't know.
Mouse rebalance was actually also very good.
Yeah.
For
Type 5 slightly, like 20 minus 20 on the front.
Change that armor, basically the armor again, and change the weapon.
HD maps, I think, is going to be.
That's going to be a big change.
I know. I think that's going to be a big change, not because of gameplay as well, but because the game which people are going to be viewing is going to be like a full immersive experience. It's going to be super pretty. And it's going to be like watching a new game.
Daki's description of it was like, how did it play? He said, I don't know. I was too busy looking at everything because it was so nice.
Yeah, it looks great.
Dude, I played it at Gamescom. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And the FPS was like I don't remember what was in the computers. I could have checked, but the FPS was very decent as well for what it was. I expected it to be much lower. I think at Gamescom itself, but I think those were slightly worse
Do you
PCs.
think that would be a super serious question here coming
No,
from I Like Pie?
no, Pie doesn't ask serious questions.
See, this is what happens when you ask questions, guys. You're not using all accounts, and Daki or me knows who you are. When will there be a WGL League for Africa? When there's enough demand for it, I would guess would be the easy answer for that.
Yeah.
Now,
as esports is primarily a retention tool.
Yeah.
So you want to keep your users playing the game. It can be used as an acquisition tool, but it's very rarely done so. So I think it's always like a supply and demand, necessity is a mother of invention kind
It's
of thing.
always some sort of end game content.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
players to grind.
I
through.
actually like in general. ESL and other companies are looking at Africa, and I think it's going to be an amazing opportunity,
I think
esports
ESL is
opportunity
like
in the future.
actively expanding into Africa.
Yeah,
If I'm not wrong, they're
yeah.
having more cups and stuff.
Yeah.
South America
not
as
just
well.
yeah,
is where people
not
want
just
to head
Africa,
to,
also
yeah.
South America, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to seeing other regions of the planet actually getting involved in esports. Like CIS is going to get more involved.
I'd like to see some big events in like China and stuff. But,
China.
like, not like
China.
No, like not like WGL.
Isn't Worlds LCS?
China,
in
yes,
China?
they're there, and Singapore.
But like just in
Just now and
just in
stuff like that.
general, and like some.
Worlds, League of Legends was always going to go there though.
But yeah,
like,
but
it's guaranteed to always
League is
go
like
there.
one thing,
Huge.
but like you have so many European countries that you could do something and then haven't been done yet, or like even like a company like ESL having something in China, which is like maybe in 5 years.
Well, you had that with StarCraft recently as well.
Yeah,
Wojtek was there for things. Now, for those who have been watching here on Twitch, I mean, we're broadcasting, I think, on YouTube and Facebook as well, but for Twitch, 5 random names have been chosen to receive a bonus code. So let's actually see those 5 random people, see if we recognize it. Oh my God, second deck. Oh my God.
Look at the this is rigged. This is rigged, honestly.
What's wrong with it?
Because
Kizo,
hello, and then
Stanson.
Destroyer. Like what? I don't want to say rigged, but 3 out of those 5 people are subs of mine. Okay, I'm not even lying. Number 2, number
Kizo's
4,
not a
and number
sub. Kizo carries
is.
you multiple times.
Kizo is. So that's 3 out of 5. We're doing well, boys.
Kizo's
Gonna
a
get
good
some.
Scottish laddie.
Gonna get some Ducky Bear in the chat. New
Ducky Bear.
emotes.
Don't use that emote. Don't use that emote.
It just scares children
Yeah.
away.
It's great.
Don't use that emote.
Honestly, it's a great emote.
Now, next time we're going to be back is going to be Thursday, 5th of October. It's going to be me and you, Daki, as always on Thursday.
You want to fill in, like, you know?
It was a replacement for Mojo, I think.
I can happily have you swap for Daki. I don't mind. That's cool.
Three-person cast.
I'm fine with
I'd
that.
love
I'll
to do a
just-
TriCast. Hey, a TriCast for me, Daki, and Mojo would be tremendous. But
Yeah,
desk
but we
is
don't
not
have a
big enough.
desk that fits you, so
Yeah, we
like,
can't get. We need one for you in your extra room.
Banquet table.
have you looked at
Now-
the shape of your head lately?
You're the one that said earlier on when Facebook Live, why is my head an odd shape?
Because your phone was very far away. It looks very small.
Now, on topic here, Thursday we're going to be kicking off with Savage Squad versus eSuba, a little clash at the bottom of the table. Gohard versus Utopia, Kazna Crew versus Ding. 3 really interesting matches.
Can you
That's
repeat that?
5th
Honestly, I
of
wasn't paying
October.
attention.
Savage Squad versus eSuba,
Okay, I understood that much.
Gohard versus Utopia,
Uh-huh.
Kazna Crew versus Ding.
Kazna Ding's going to be good.
Uh,
Kazna lost wasn't it the first match of the season?
yeah, they lost the
Ding.
first match of the season against Ding, 5-2.
Yeah, but Kazna just recently beat Gohard 5-2 and then he
Yeah,
beat
but,
Utopia
like,
5-1.
It's another 2-week break. I think the Kazna we're seeing now is like the Kazna before season 1 even, where they just took a long time to get into a season.
The thing is,
They used to,
And
yeah,
now they're like rolling. Maybe they can do well
the thing is,
against
I'm
Ding.
still
I don't
not
know.
going to say like anybody's sure to win because if we've seen anything in the beginning
No,
of the season,
no.
anybody
Predictions
beats
are going to
anybody.
be hard. I think you can only go on recent form. in a
Anybody
way.
beats anybody. Ding beats Kazna. Kazna beats
Gohard.
Kazna beats Gohard.
Anyone can win.
Gohard beats Ding.
Who cares? Take
Oops
Ding
beats
to
Gohard.
tiebreaker.
So like you can't really take away that much from it. I think everything will be pretty much decided in like the last 3-4 matches.
I think the LAN finals, though, I think that could be where we see some of the old faces.
Could
the thing
even
is
potentially see Ding not
Like,
going
the way
to
it
the
is
LAN
right
finals.
now, one of the 5 teams that are like somewhere on the top between Kazna, Utopia, Oops, Gohard, and Ding is not going to LAN. So
Yeah.
that I think for me is the most interesting storyline. Who of those 5, if they all keep performing, who of those 5
Yeah,
will not make it to
because
LAN.
it's like it's a breakaway 5. Oops, 18. Utopia 17. Kazna 13. Ding 12. Gohard 11. And then you have the
That's
big
going to be a
huge gap.
tough fight, those 5.
Yeah,
That's
then
gonna
you
be
have,
great.
but then that big gap going from Cryptic at 4, Isuba at 3, and Savage Squad at 3. Those 3 teams at the bottom are going to have a hell of a fight to try and get that 6th spot.
And they're on the online playoffs, so we could easily see something happen.
Yeah, don't forget, online playoffs are usually the thing where you have the biggest chance for a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, 6th place.
Never forget
6th place can
Penta
get through
Sports.
to
Special
LAN.
tactics.
Yeah, 6th place can get through to LAN.
Never
from that.
forget Penta Sports coming in. Was it through online qualifier and then coming in
Second
One
place.
point, they had like 1 point between 6th and 7th.
and then coming into or you
Who
know,
was it, Casino? Didn't they in season 5? They came 6th, just about.
Yeah.
Played through the double elim, I think at the time it was, and then won the whole tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was like
it's
the hardest struggle.
I remember that because Mojo reminds me of it every single time. There was TCM Gaming fighting with Kazna, like score-wise, between the two. And TCM Gaming needed to beat School Bus
Yeah.
in the match. And Nuclear right-clicked, I think, Yukai or Yizne in his T49 for 900 when they had the match won and lost.
Whoa.
He just hit them on like 150 meters, just full on the move, hit them for 900, and they lost that game, and they didn't make it to LAN because of that.
Rip.
And that made Kazna go to LAN.
Yeah.
And Kazna won the whole thing.
I remember
But
that.
never forget, you know, C-Play, Season 4, losing the first 5 matches of the season, getting absolutely destroyed by Mr. I'm your man over here because there was mines. There's 742, there was mines. And Ruster had this ingenious idea to bring 5 IR3 and 2 T1s, and his face was great because he went like, yeah, you're not serious.
No.
The best thing was he had no clue what we were doing. So when the game started, we all drove behind the houses, and he's sitting there like,
Nothing to shoot at.
I was so salty. Seriously.
he's like, this is absolutely
Triggered.
I think he said
The
this is
word triggered didn't win.
I think he
didn't exist at the
I think
time.
he said that's absolutely disgraceful
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah,
Denied
because you're in
shots.
mines all the way like down to the 0 line, wherever it was, or
The
9
houses,
line.
yeah, K0 pretty
K0.
much.
And just sitting behind there, I was just like, just kill me now.
It was great, but then we won
Disgraceful.
our next 6 matches in a row.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much us for this evening. Rather than final thoughts before you go, your highlight so far of the season, what's been your favourite thing to have seen so far?
You see, you don't get the special capitals in your name.
Special what?
You see how
Capitals.
mine,
Why is
Lotter,
Hector's
Silver,
name so much smaller than
and then
everyone
Hector.
else's?
Because
because
I'm sitting taller up, so we have to balance it out.
Sure.
That's why Daki's is wider than everyone else's.
No.
it's because I have a bigger personality.
Bigger personality, I like it.
Bigger head.
Yeah, it's huge head.
I
look at the strap on the back. Turn, show him, show him,
No,
show him.
stay off my
look
hat.
at the buckle. It's in the
I
very
swear,
last
I will
bit.
call security if you touch me again.
Right.
I told you this before. Keep your hands off of me. Have you looked at the shape of this head? It looks more like an egg.
An egg.
Does it?
I mean,
It's the first person to say that.
Coming from Melon Head. Right. Highlights so far of the season.
Highlights. I'm not sure. I think probably that TVP getting deleted on the hill from Sunday was probably one of the highlights because it was just such an instant call and so reactive. It was a lot of fun to watch. Yeah.
Daki, for you,
mm,
the creator ammo rack.
nah. I think the highlight for me was like the way Utopia beat Ding, perhaps, because like they had like the absolute most brilliant reads in that game. Because everything they did just worked out. They moved around the map like perfectly. They cut off every single angle perfectly, and that was a great match to watch. Or that, or Oops coming back from like 3,000 deficit against Kazan.
No, that was
Yeah,
great.
it was so
yeah.
close.
3,000
That was
HP
cool.
deficit, and then
think-
just getting outshooted.
Shot.
Shot.
Outshot.
I
There we
wanted
go.
to say outshot, but I was
It's
like,
okay.
shoot it. Let's go for it.
For me, it's
Hit and miss.
either just the fortunes of Oops so far this season, because they've always been a team that we've perhaps hyped previous seasons and never quite reached what we expected of them. And also that breakneck kind of weird scouting run where they allowed 3 Kazna tanks to
Actually,
drive
Oh,
right
I
yeah.
past
changed
them.
my mind. The highlight for me this season was Senya absolutely destroying Kaizu blind.
Oh,
in
the double shot.
Borsig.
And then getting the blind shot and Annihilator as well after
Like
that.
him killing Kaizu blind in the Borsig
Disgusting.
was amazing.
Really
Or
good
Nexus
play.
destroying Go Hard. That was quite enjoyable to watch.
Mojo's highlight is Cryptic's TeamSpeak versus Oops. on
I was like, let's go into TeamSpeak, the one in Himmelsdorf, and straight away there's a naughty word.
TeamSpeak's great, and it's like it's kind of a unique feature to World of Tanks Esports, and I think it's like the best feature ever because honestly, if it was up to me, I would just have like one Twitch channel for the TeamSpeak of Team 1 and one for Team 2, because it's so interesting to listen to the teams. And just having that ability just to switch in between the two and listen how the comms are called, that's just so good.
We want to use it more, but the kind of thing that goes negative about it is it can give a lot of team tactics away, so people can know exactly what they're reading and listening to the comms and say like, okay, that's what they're doing. And also we get a lot of feedback from people who watch and say like, how come we're listening to this team if they don't speak English? Well, we have to show the team speak of everyone, or we have to listen to the team speak of everyone, because if we didn't, then teams would complain that the English-speaking teams are giving away their tactics and the Polish-speaking teams are not. Now,
yeah, that's why we can't use it that much.
Yeah. Now, and also, okay, somebody in chat might not understand Polish, but there's guaranteed you'll get somebody who's associated with that team who'll be able to translate for them.
Yeah.
This show is special, just like these two.
Yeah, real special. My mum says it's special.
Yeah, she says that to me too.
She tells you I'm special. That's really nice. She's
nice
always so nice about me. Not tell what your mother tells me about you.
Your mother's usually pretty quiet.
Hey, don't go there, Daki. Do not go there.
You started.
Hey, and I'll finish it, right? Okay, so that's going to be us for this evening. We'll see you guys again on Thursday, the 5th of October. It'll be me and Daki, maybe if he's alive by then, casting the 3 matches we have up then. And we'll also make sure that Mojo wakes up from his box as well.
Hello.
Thanks very much for joining us, Laughter.
No problems. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
I really thought you were going to be sick today, but never mind.
Dude, I still feel sick, man. Like I've been itching to like.
Okay, that's it for this evening. He's about to die. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.